In this video, we're going to review the list component inside the Forms and Tables UI system. We have all of these examples presented. I could have created components for all of these, but I think it's better to start from the most elemental level when building our lists. So we can build a simple list by just dragging out an instance. You can also go to your assets and finding list and dragging that instance onto the screen. We can duplicate this a number of times. We can wrap this in an auto layout, make sure everything is filling, which it is, and then we can drag this out and then we can start to change some of the properties. We have the description, we have the text left to, we have the avatar, we have icon left, icon right, we have the checkbox, we have text right. So you can see this is getting pretty convoluted pretty quickly, and that's because a lot is baked into that single list item. It gives you a lot of flexibility in what you want to create. So we have the button, we have the badge, and lastly, we have the add component. Now what we're gonna do, we'll create a simple user list where it says the user's name, it has the avatar, email, and then their role. So to do that, we will drag this on. This is the large. We have large, medium, and small. So we do not need the checkbox. We can keep the text on the right, and then we're going to add the avatar, and then we're going to add a description. So this is going to be the name. This is of course the avatar. This is going to be the email, and this should actually be a badge. So we'll have a badge instead of the text right. So now you can customize the avatar because it is a nested component. You can also get there by clicking into it, and then it isolates it so you can change it to a photo or to an icon. So let's create the photo. That looks good. Now let's just duplicate this a few times. We're going to have admin, editor, and viewer. And now we can change the colors of these to distinguish them. So the next thing we're going to do is select all of these texts. And this is going to be the name, and we're going to use the Faker plugin. So go to your plugin and widgets and find Faker. You will need to download that from the Figma community, and then we're going to do a full name. So you can type in full name, and now this gives us a bit more like realistic content for our UI. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the email. So we'll select all of this text and we'll type in email, and of course they have email address. So we are done with that plugin. Now we're going to customize the photos, and you can do that by clicking onto the photo and then changing its fill. So we'll just randomly have a few that are online and distinguish that with the indicator. Okay, so now we have our list. We're going to select all of our items and wrap it in an auto layout. So click Shift A, make sure everything is filling. And now we have our responsive list. So now let's style this. And of course you can come in and style the text however you see fit, changing its size, changing its color. But what we're going to do is change the background. So I'm going to select each one of these, give it a border bottom. All right, and now we're going to select the entire list, so the parent frame, and we'll give the fill color of white. And now let's just make some adjustments here. So let's do top and bottom 12 and 12, right and left. And then we could give this a border radius, make sure it's clipping the content, and this could be 8. This last one, we're going to remove the border bottom. And so this is a decent looking list, but let's make a few variants here. So with this one, let's distinguish out each one of the items in the list to look more like a kind of like card layout. So I got rid of the border. Let's give this some space. Let's do 12. Let's change the background color to be a off-white, and let's change the list item to have white, and then let's round out the corners, and let's give it a subtle drop shadow. All right, that looks pretty good. So that is the list item. In the next video, we will look at pagination.